Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Taylor. If you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button because I upload new videos every Sunday, and today's video is going to be all about how to stay organized and motivated in 2021. Okay, so it is officially February. It's February 4th to be exact, and at this point the 31-day trial to 2021 is over. We are officially a month into the new year, and now is the time to start going harder to reach your goals and to start thinking about ways that being organized has worked for you and how it's not. I find sometimes that February is one of the hardest months to keep chasing your goals and to feel motivated because, for one, where I live, it's very, very cold out here, and this is the time where a lot of people usually go on vacation. So obviously this year not a lot of people are vacationing because it's not really safe at the moment, so a lot of people are feeling down. We have had pretty good weather and I have been getting outside a lot more often. Usually it's literally minus 30 here in February, and today I think it's like minus 12, so it's still cold, but regardless, this is the month where people find it challenging to keep up with their goals because that fresh new feeling of the new year is gone, and now it just kind of seems like any other day. But this year I am really serious about reaching all of my goals in 2021, and I've actually made some changes to stay organized and to stay motivated that have really changed my life, and I want to share them with you today. So today I have 5 tips that are going to help you stay organized and motivated in the new year. The first thing that I changed this year is that I don't check my phone right in the morning anymore. So typically when I would wake up, I would scroll through my feed, I would check emails, I would check texts, I would respond to people. If someone had called me, I would call them back. But this year I'm really trying not to do that. So first thing in the morning, I'll either read or I'll stretch or I'll just go through my morning routine completely technology free, because to me, as soon as you start to scroll, as soon as you start to consume, people's Instagram stories or just the media in general, I think podcasts are good because they're educational, and as long as you're, actually gaining something from that, and it's still, you're not staring at a screen when you're consuming a podcast, so that to me is okay. But in terms of actually like scrolling through, responding to people, I think that as soon as you start to do that, you become reactive, and the first thing that you do that day is react. You're gonna react to texts, you're gonna consume what other people are doing, you're gonna react to emails, you're gonna react to calls, and what you want to do is set your intention for the day instead of react to what's around you. I found that this helps me set the entire tone for the day. I feel much more calm, I don't feel overwhelmed, and also the other thing is that if people don't get a response from you right away, they are not going to die, your business is not going to go under. We live in an age right now where everybody has access to us, it seems like 24/7, because back in the day, if you had to get a hold of someone, you would have to call them, you'd have to show up to wherever they're at, and now you can take a millisecond to send a text and people expect a response right away, and we don't have to do that. They are not going to die if we take an extra 30 minutes to an hour or whatever that looks like for you to respond. I found that that really helps me start my day off right. The second tip that I have would be to plan out your day. I actually have something called a day designer, which I'm going to show you because it's absolutely phenomenal. So this is what it looks like. It is from Anthropology, and it's honestly the most innovative planner that I've ever had because it just has a bit of a different format than your typical planner. So what I like to do every night actually is to plan out what my next day is gonna look like. So on the left hand side there is a section where you can schedule your day by the hour between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. The thing that I love about that is that that's a 12-hour window to get stuff done. And it also motivates me to wake up a little bit earlier because while I do love my sleep, I also realize that I can still get that same amount of sleep if I just sleep a little bit earlier and wake up a little bit earlier. So that helps me to be really productive. On that left-hand side, I'll literally plan out my day by the hour. So literally it will say like, wake up, have breakfast, spend 30 minutes reading. I'll say what I'm having for breakfast, when I'm doing my workout, when my work day starts. So if you guys have been following me already, then you know that I have my own business. So I work from home and I'm my own boss. I literally create my own schedule, and I notice that when I don't plan things out like by the hour or have to-do lists, I will literally fail because I'm the type of person who needs structure. I thrive off of having routine, and that doesn't mean it has to be the same every single day. I just need something to kind of follow because I will literally procrastinate until I cannot procrastinate anymore. I noticed that last year I would literally put off doing work until the end of the day, and then I would work all throughout the evening when Glenn was off work, when we could be spending time together, when I could be, you know, doing whatever I wanted. I was stuck doing work because I had put it off all day. This way, if I actually schedule in the time and I write down exactly which tasks I'm going to do, which emails I'm going to answer, then everything is so much more organized. And on the right hand side, I have my to-do list. These are just things that I need to get done at some point throughout the day. I try and write them in order along with the schedule, but I typically would put things like clean our bedroom or answer X amount of emails, film my YouTube video, edit my YouTube video. So I have everything that I need to do that day or that I would like to do that day on the right hand column, and as I finish things, I physically check them off and I highlight them. I also will highlight throughout the day the hours that have gone by and the things that I've done, because that way I can visually see what still needs to be done and what I have done, which helps me feel accomplished and then also shows me what I still need to do. It also just feels so satisfying. I think that we are in such an age of technology right now that we've like forgotten how good it feels to actually cross things out. Or maybe that's just me, but this planner has changed the game for me. I feel so much more organized. I need that structure to be productive, and this really, really helps with that. Another thing that I love about this day designer is that on every single page, there is an inspiring quote at the top. It also says today's top 3. So in that section, I always put down my top 3 favorite moments, whether that was like, for example, yesterday I went ice skating with my dad, I had coffee with my mom, Glenn cooked me an amazing dinner. So I always put down my top 3 because if I'm having a bad day, I can at least look back and realize that not all of it was bad. It was maybe just a bad moment or, you know, a bad couple of hours. And then there's also a section for daily gratitude. This has totally changed the game for me because there is always something to be grateful for. On top of those top 3 moments, like what are you thankful for about life? So for me today, it was that I was able to work out and move my body. Okay, the third thing that I love to do to stay motivated and organized is to take mindful breaks from technology. So I've already mentioned that I don't like to go on my phone first thing in the morning and last thing at night, but even throughout the day when you're working a lot, just be mindful of how much time you're spending looking at a screen, because that can get draining really fast. So even if you break up your day by having a 15-minute break here, 15 minutes here, and 15 minutes here, at least you know that in that time you can unplug, you can unwind, you can read a book, you can move your body, you can even go quickly walk somewhere for a coffee, whatever that looks like for you. Just making sure that you have those technology breaks throughout the day will really help you to like regroup and get your thoughts together. Tip number 4 is to have movement breaks. If you want to incorporate those into your technology breaks, then of course you can do that. I think that it is so important to move your body, whether that's doing a virtual Zumba class or just dancing in the mirror, doing a virtual step class, doing a HIIT workout, Pilates, yoga. I know that in a lot of places right now, gyms are closed, and gyms are closed here where I live as well, but I make a point of doing some sort of physical activity every single day. That could even be as simple as going for a walk or stretching. It just helps to boost those endorphins that your body needs. It helps you to have a clearer mind, and I just think that you will feel much better being cooped up inside if you're able to walk or you're able to just move your body in some way. Okay, tip number 5 and my last tip for this video, which has been my holy grail, is to actually not multitask. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you are trying to do 2 things at once, let's say you're trying to listen to a podcast and also answer emails, or you're trying to work on a project for a client and then answer emails and then go back to the project, your mind is going to be so scattered, you're not going to be able to laser focus on that one thing. So for me, I schedule in times where I'm actually going to just answer emails. Or let's say I have Zoom calls. I'm going to block out that time to just do Zoom calls. So for the work that I do, I have multiple clients. I'll try to even schedule all my Zoom calls on one day so that I'm in that mindset all day. I don't have to switch from, okay, this is me socially interacting and speaking with someone. Now this is me answering emails, or now this is me creating a graphic. You can apply this to anything. Let's say you're studying, right? You want to study that one subject and you want to study it really, really well. You don't want to read one chapter of psych and then write, one segment of your English paper and then go back to psych, because you're going to lose your train of thought. You're going to lose that momentum and you're going to lose that focus. So focusing on just one thing is the most beneficial. On a side note though, you can multitask when you're, for example, listening to a podcast and cleaning, because those require two totally different attentions, I guess you would say, versus when you're trying to listen to something and then also type out an email, you're gonna get a little bit distracted. You could also, for example, let's say you're getting a pedicure when salons reopen. I cannot wait. But let's say you're getting a pedicure or you're getting your hair done and you wanna listen to a podcast, you wanna do some work on your laptop, you wanna read a book. Those things are good. It's more so like passive multitasking, which is a big difference than trying to do a bunch of tasks at once. I always say that it's better to invest your energy in one place rather than trying to spread it out thin, because you're going to do a crappy job, or not necessarily crappy, but just not 100% in each of those things, right? You have energy at 100% and it has to go somewhere. So if it's 100% on one thing versus being spread out 20% here, 30% here, 50% here, right? You're gonna do a better job when you're focused on just one specific thing. Okay, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found something in this video that will help you take action literally today, because honestly, all of these things are super manageable, super easy to do, and they're just small changes that are gonna make the biggest difference for you, I'm sure, because it's made a huge difference for me. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. You can also find me on Instagram at Taylor Francisco, and I just launched a podcast called the Tiny Moments Podcast, so I will link that in the description below. It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, and a bunch of other different platforms, but I feel like those are like the main two that people use. We also have an Instagram for that, and it's at Tiny Moments Podcast. I will also link that down in the description. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.